Mickey, you were the coach in 2008 when Ashwell's hand was fractured and JP was called up, and now, tragically JP's had that injury. Can you maybe just tell us a little bit about what was going on then, and maybe even what you think the impact will be on JP now?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's really disappointing for JP. He's obviously a unbelievably talented cricketer, and to see a guy get injured and be out for 6 months is a tragedy. I was coached. JP had travelled around with us for a while, and he was always the reserve batter, and he'd got about a year's worth of travel and a year's worth of sort of tuition, I guess, waiting for his opportunity. I'll never forget that afternoon. Ashwell had an okay net, and he wanted to go in and face the new ball one more time. And it was right at the back end. Players had already gone in, and Mackay actually wanted to bowl with the new ball, and Mackay hit him on the hand, and JP got an opportunity. That the funny thing around that was JP had actually said to me that I think in the morning of the game I said, Japes, this is the team we're going with. He said, you know what, I actually dreamt last night I was going to make my debut in Perth, and we both had a bit of a laugh about it. And it happened, and he had a phenomenal tour after that. So, feel really sorry for him. My thoughts go out to JP, and I'm sure in 6 months' time he'll be back fit and rearing to go again.
In the England tour of 2008, I remember you saying something about in the final test after South Africa had won the series, you sort of, in a way, regretted that you didn't give JP his debut at the Oval. Is that a memory of yours?
Yeah, it was. But it was actually more so. I think Mondi was on the tour then. Mondi's on deck, and we probably. It was always the dilemma. Then was do you give the players that are on tour an opportunity, or do you just continue with the team that had been so successful? So that was always the dilemma you always faced in so-called dead rubber test matches. We believed as a team though that there was nothing as so-called dead rubber test matches. We believed that every test we played we wanted to win. So we shelved that plan, but in hindsight it was probably just the right time to inject some new energy into that side after the series was won.
Mickey, where do you see this game going? Because obviously you've lost a full day now. Are you guys going to have to try and, I don't know how you can do it, but try and sort of force the pace a bit to keep things moving? Or do you just sort of...
We've first got to get 7 wickets now. But, look, there's been a huge chunk of the game taken away. We still got to play very, very well to give ourselves an opportunity to, A, win it, and if we can't win it, B, make sure we don't lose it. So there's a massive amount of cricket still to be played. So it's probably just a little premature to be talking about what we're going to do. Probably this time tomorrow the game would have been shaped just a little bit more. I'm pretty loath to make those type of predictions.
Sean? Mickey, the day one execution, we heard about the word execution all week. How would you rate the execution of the Australian bowlers on day one? And the
it probably wasn't good enough. I thought, and we discussed it at length. I thought we got our lengths wrong. I think we probably needed to be a little bit fuller. We weren't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but we weren't as clinical as we had been, and we probably weren't as clinical as we hoped to be. You no ball wicket. Length slightly wrong. I thought probably just a little bit too short, and I don't think we were able to build pressure for a long enough period. So we weren't able to put South Africa under pressure for long enough. So on our report card, probably disappointing. Again, discussed it, and I was confident that the guys would have come back today and executed better, and we've still got that second new ball up our sleeve. That's the one trump we have. We have to make that second new ball work for us.
Mickey, while there wasn't much happening here today, Usman Khawaja made a 100 on a green seamer down in Hobart. I mean, when he sort of went out of the test side, what were some of the things you were looking for from him apart from more runs, and where do you see him now?
A couple of the messages for Uzi, and I've still communicated with him. A couple of the messages around Usman were intensity when he bats, ability to rotate strike, ability to get ones. We thought Uzi had played really well. He had a good defensive game, and then he could hit a 4. His ability to get off strike was something that we worried about just a little bit. And then just Uzi generally in the field. So what I'm saying is no secret. Uzi knows that. I've been very pleased with his progress up here. He's come into the season. He's got runs, and obviously his runs today were gold dust on a very, very, by all accounts, seamer friendly Bellerive wicket. It was either really seamer friendly or Tassie didn't bat very well. I'm not sure, but. But you can't see Tassie being knocked over for now. And I have actually seen a picture of the wicket, and it's probably the latter, probably very seamer friendly.
Mickey, you said you were disappointed with the execution. Did you feel like maybe some of the bowlers were overawed, or was it nerves at all?
It could have been. I mean, there was obviously massive hype going into the series. So possibly that might have played a slight role. Maybe we were just a little bit tentative. Maybe we just wanted to sort of get through that first session and then see how it unfolded after that. When I say disappointed lightly. First and foremost, I thought South Africa batted very well, but we just didn't build enough pressure. So maybe nerves played a little bit of a role, but that's something that we have to overcome and have to make sure that we're on the money from the first ball, because as you know, it's always the cliche, but you win the first hour, you win the first session, you win the first day, and that gives you momentum in the test match.
Were you surprised South Africa went in with 4 quicks, and given that a bit of a challenge coming ahead once the sun's back out, do you think?
I have to be honest, I was a little bit surprised. I was slightly surprised that they went for, bearing in mind, and we don't know inside information, bearing in mind every one of them is fit, and Jacques Kallis is fit to bowl. That did surprise me then just a little bit, because traditionally you probably need a spinner at the end of the game, but we don't know what's happening there, and whatever attack they put out, it's going to be very balanced and be very good. So probably a little bit surprised, but who knows whether that's going to be the right decision or not. I guess time will tell.